right, it is about time for another film series ranking. I don't know why I said that weird. Film series ranking. And I thought, what better time to do the 28 days, 28 weeks, whatever later movies, because I just recently watched them for the first time. And I just obviously reviewed 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. You can go check that out. Um, and I thought I watched all of them, so I might as well just do a ranking real quick. There probably will be another one coming out in the future, almost guaranteed from the ending of Bone Temple. So obviously, we'll probably be revisiting this. But for now, I just wanted to do a little ranking, get my thoughts on the other movies since I didn't do a review on the others. I just did one for Bone Temple, um, just so I can get my quick thoughts out for each and every movie of the series because I genuinely liked the series, um, or generally liked the series. So without further ado, let's rank the movies. Unfortunately, despite all of the hype that was around this movie before I watched it, coming in at last place is 28 Days Later. And I know this is, or I don't know, but I kind of figured watching it that it's an amateur film. Kind of came off that way for sure. But this, to me, it almost bored the heck out of me. First of all, the movie looks like crap. To be completely honest with you, I don't know what type of thing happened for that to happen. I mean, it seems like it was filmed on film, so maybe they just weren't trained properly. I don't know. I don't want to speak for anybody, but the film doesn't look that good. Um, that's first of all, first impressions. Although Killian Murphy is a good actor, and I guess you'd say he's a good actor in this movie. Everything about it is just, everything else about it brings it down. Basically, there's not much story. He kind of just wakes up, kind of like The Walking Dead, and this outbreak has already happened. It's 28 days later after the outbreak has happened. He gets with these people. They run away. He runs into some more people. They try to run away, and I don't know. I don't know if it was just because the way that the film was structured, the pacing of it. I don't know, but to me, it was slow. Not much zombies, not much action, not what I expected. Everybody before I watched this movie, everyone was hyping it up. It was like the zombies are running, they're super scary. There's so much action. They're so much scarier than normal, like moping around zombies. And then I watched this and I'm like, dude, there's like five zombies in the whole movie. So I don't know. I don't want to crap on an independent film or an amateur film too much, but definitely not worth the hype in my opinion. Easily the weakest out of the franchise and the most unrewatchable movie of the franchise. I have no real intention of rewatching this movie anytime. So unfortunately, the first one is in last place for a rare occasion. Usually, the first movie in a franchise is the best, but this one is definitely not. And coming in at number three, from here on up, it's just like 28 years or 28 weeks. Golly, I'm going through the whole franchise. 28 days later is down here, and everything else is up here. So it's a giant leap from four to three, in my opinion. So this movie being third is not a knock on it. I loved this movie. So coming in at number three is 28 Years Later, the original 28 Years Later. I really liked this movie. Again, like I said in my Bone Temple review, I had some problems with the ending. I thought it was a little bit rushed. I think the kid should have grieved a little bit more. It's kind of like, obviously, spoilers, but it's kind of like 1 minute he is super against the doctor putting his mom out of misery, and he's like throwing a fit, throwing a tantrum, screaming, yelling, crying. And then, obviously, I mean, I know he gets tranquilized, but even after that, the next minute he is kind of just completely fine with it, and he is even like touching her bones and stuff, and he's fine with it. And he's putting the skeleton on the mountain and everything. And I thought the ending was rushed. Everything before that I really liked. I really liked the dad and son relationship and them going out and hunting for the first time. I really liked that whole sequence, and then the trouble he had with his dad whenever his dad was trying to make him something that he was not, which is a feature that moves on to Bone Temple. Again, this kid just keeps like people keep trying to make this kid something that he's not, and I just realized that. But I thought that was a really cool aspect, and I really liked that. And obviously, the zombies are hiked up way more especially from 28 Days Later. I really liked the zombie design. I really like the character of Dr. Ian Kelsley, I think it is. I've already forgot. Um, Definitely my favorite character of the franchise. The Dr. Ian is my favorite character of 28 Weeks Later franchise for sure. Uh, the most interesting character by far, and you just want to know what this guy's doing and keep why did he build this? What is he doing? What is his goal? What is he after? And I really like that aspect. The very ending, whenever the kid gets captured by the group, and you're like, what the heck was that? Who are they? And obviously that pays off in Bone Temple. So I really like 28 Years Later. Whenever I think about the three that I'm about, or the top three, it's just like which one did I like most. So I don't know. It's kind of a juggle, and I think I like the top two a little bit more. Coming in at number two by a sliver. I really had to think about this. I had this flipped for a while. Or I guess not a while, but I had it flipped for like from ever since I watched it. I was like, yeah, that's my number one. And then I changed it last minute. So my number two is 28 Weeks Later. This was my number one for a while, and then I just recently flipped it. But 28 Weeks Later, I really liked. It was a huge hike up from 28 Days Later. A lot more action, a lot more characters, I would say, and better characters. A lot better zombies, a lot more shooting, a lot more military. Just everything you want out of a zombie movie. Everything I thought 28 Days Later was going to be is what 28 Weeks Later is. And I really liked the actor Jeremy Renner. I really like Jeremy Renner in this one, and I liked the storyline of the dad, Don, and his two kids, kind of on a runaway, and then they run into their mom, which they thought was dead because their dad told them that she was dead, and told him that he watched her die, and he was lying because he cowered away and ran away. I really like that storyline, and then what happened with that whole confrontation, and then just the action of the third act, and really from the middle all the way to the end, it's just action, 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 just hordes of zombies. And this one actually has hordes of zombies, lots of shooting, lots of carnage. Basically, the people versus the zombies versus the military. It's kind of has two kind of enemies in this, and it's just a super enjoyable zombie movie, just straight up action movie. This is the most actiony movie of the franchise, I would say, and very rewatchable. That's why it was at my number one for a while, and it may flip in the future too. I think this is probably the most rewatchable one, and just the most fun one. Just straight up action, straight up shooting, and I loved it. But barely coming in at number one is the brand new 28 Years Later Bone Temple. I just loved this two storylines so much in this movie that, come to think of it, it is my favorite. I love the storyline of the Jimmies and the boy following them, and not following them, but being trapped with them. And then obviously the storyline of Dr. Ian Kelson with the Alpha. I absolutely loved that storyline. I thought it was super unique, very well done, very spooky. I mean, creepy, and very just like makes you think. It really makes you think about what you would do in that scenario if you found out that there's a chance that maybe you could save these infected people. And it just really makes you think. And Dr. Ian has such a big heart. You can't help but root for him in this scenario, and it's like you want him to figure this out. You want him to make this cure. You want him to fix Samson, and you want him to talk, and you just really want him to get to his goals. And it's really cool to watch, really fun to watch. I was just chomping at the bits to see what was going to come next in the next Dr. Ian scene. And then whenever you're not on Dr. Ian, you're following the Jimmies with, I think it's Todd or Tom, the boy. And that's I mean, it's as entertaining as the Dr. Ian scenes, and more action packed, but I just really like the drama of the Ian scenes. But very, very entertaining. Both storylines kept me hooked the entire way. The more I think about it, the more I like it. It seems like a movie that it's just like it gets better and better the more I think about it. So I just absolutely loved this movie. Definitely go check it out in theaters while it's in theaters. and I cannot wait to see what this franchise brings to us next. So that is my ranking of the 28 Days Later franchise. Let me know what your guys' ranking is down in the comments, and if you liked these newer ones. I will see you in the next one.